Hello all you beautiful people, it's Esri here at Dax's Desk. Now if you're watching, I realized that I've never actually done a video about me before. My first videos were about study tips and self-growth hacks and all that stuff. So I thought to start off the uni/school part of 2020, I would post a video about me and what is the best way to know a person by dissecting their brain on a piece of paper. That's what we're gonna do because of course we cannot dissect my real brain, but I can draw you a picture of my brain and we can see what goes on in there. Disclaimer, number one, I can't draw, and number two, this video will have some, details about, negative experiences in 2020 / when I was growing up. We're not getting real deep, but we are getting slightly deep. So just to let you know that that's coming up. If you like this sort of content, I usually do stuff about organization, study, productivity, and planning. If you like that stuff, please like and subscribe. It helps me to know that people are actually watching and liking it. So I realize that a lot of my family and friends do watch these videos. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. But for those of you who do not know me, you may be thinking, well, who is Esri? What is this person? And you'll be finding that out today. I originally wanted to do, a sort of draw my life video, but then I thought, can't draw. And so I didn't want to just sit here talking to you. I mean, I could do that all day, you've seen my other videos, but I wanted to add a little bit of a different version, different spin on things to draw my life. So without further ado, let's get into it. So study and career. I guess the main associations with this is that yes, I did have a family who valued education, and luckily I saw that as a personal challenge, and even in later years didn't require their encouragement to knuckle down and do fairly well academically. Having said that, I still feel in the middle. Sure, I got a good ATAR, but I wasn't anywhere near the top. And having entered a degree which only takes students from the top, well, that meant I was trying to prove my place even more. I mean, my third year of university this year, it's been 2 years of being in the biomed cohort, and yeah, I still get these feelings. They are very real, but it's just changing your perspective of yourself, comparing yourself to others and the cohort around you. It's taken me a while to treat study as a way of learning skills like innovative thinking, organization, and how to be determined and do hard work. With all this studying, I was stuck up until recently about what I could do with my future. I knew I was going to do further study after my undergraduate, but with my previous hard efforts, it seemed very stressful to decide. Thankfully, I've now got a clear idea where my passions lie, but for a long while, up until the start of this year, I was so conflicted and I had no idea. Family. So this includes people who are closest to me, which may not be my blood-related family, but I do consider them in this category. Growing up, family and respect were traditionally one of the highest things in my life, which meant sometimes I would miss out on some social events and opportunities with my friends or with the school, and this was just because that was how I grew up. When I moved into uni, this became a bit more difficult to explain to my friends or other people who would ask me to go out, especially if I had multiple invitations in 1 week. And it was hard within myself to not feel bad about choosing my family over, say, another social night. It gave me a bit of inner conflict, especially when people would tell me to stand up to my parents as a result. But I found that it isn't about having strict parents or being weak. So health. So health encompasses physical, emotional, and social health. Shout out to everyone who did VCE, HHD, because that's where that baby's from. In 2019, it was emotional. It was an emotional boat in a sea of some really great and some not so great moments. Sometimes it felt really chaotic. and I had to work on my emotional sensitivity with the help of the loved ones around me. Thinking about 2019 is confusing, I think, for me. What do you perceive a year that had some of your best moments, but also in general felt so chaotic and a period of change that didn't really agree with me as much? I think 2019, for a lot of people, wasn't the best year. But I think if I can learn from that and grow from that, then that's the main thing. I also, like others, feel really good after exercise. But it took me a while to break from the trends of HIIT or PIT workouts in the morning, because even though I could do them, I actually realized I didn't like them. Being really sweaty in the morning was fine, but I was just, it got to the point where I was so demotivated to do it. And I wanted to do something in the morning, but I just knew I didn't want to do that. I thought it was healthy. I thought, it's like a really quick workout that'll target all my areas of the body, and I can do it in under like 15 minutes, so it's really good. You don't have to burn calories in the morning to feel good, is what I've learned. So right now I do stretching in the morning, which actually, I can just feel that it makes me really good. In the last pose, it's kind of like yoga / stretching. So in the last pose, you end with like some back bends, and then you do this. And as soon as I do that, it just feels so good in my body. My body just feels so balanced right at that moment. It feels loose, it feels ready to go throughout the day, and I don't know, I can't explain it, it just feels so good. And so I was stuck with that, and I feel excited to do it. It's not just a thing I have to tick off my morning routine, it's something that I need to have a really good morning routine, right? So I think it's really important to choose something for you, and even if you can only spare 15 minutes per day, then do that, because it's really important and it makes you feel really, really good. Failure. Okay, so this is an outlier in terms of the type of area of my brain, and of course it is negative. And even at 10%, it is still a vital part of my life that I'm trying to learn from. So my fear of failure is a common one, but to me, the stems of it seem almost irrational. So a lot of people don't like failure or fear failure, and this causes them to not take opportunities, not take risks, all of that. But for some reason, I still take risks. I don't know why, but fearing failure and what other people think of me, you'd think I would stay safe and not go for things. What I do tend to find myself doing is going for things and thinking, you know what, I will go for it and I can always turn it down, and this is just like a casual thing. So I treat a lot of things and opportunities like a casual thing. Auditions, opportunities to perform, jobs, volunteering, all of that. When I go for it, I'm kind of like, oh, it's fine, it's a casual thing, I'll just go for it, see what happens. That was how I was treating those opportunities. But I think when I actually was faced with getting feedback, and when I was actually deciding, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and then because I've actually gotten it, I have to live up to those expectations, that's when the fear of failure kind of set in. I recently auditioned for the university musical and didn't even get a call back, didn't get selected. I was upset, probably like many others, but I was scared to tell people what the outcome was. So I was afraid they'd think that I had failed, and being a performer, loving singing, that's part of my identity. I was afraid that they would think, oh, she must not be a good singer, she must not be a good performer, so that's why she didn't get it. And I didn't want people to change their perception of me. So this fear doesn't stop me, as I said, from trying new things and going for opportunities. But I always make sure that there's little chance of failure. So my first couple of jobs revolved around teaching people, tutoring people, and working with children, but in a sense that I was shadowing someone. So I would do things, but there would also be someone next to me helping me and telling me how to do things, so I never felt really uncertain. And with lecturing, I knew the material well, I was pretty confident, and I was like, you know what, they've given me this job, they think I'm good, let's roll with it. Having said that, I do shy away from things that are likely to have people judging me. So I am also afraid of looking stupid in front of others. That's one of my biggest things that comes with failure. I think my boyfriend helped me a lot with this. because he's gotten real good at not caring what other people think, and he's real confident, and that is different from me. Sometimes I come across as confident in terms of like when I'm talking to someone that I know really well and they're a friend. Other times when I'm sort of in my element, if you know, for tutoring and teaching, I'm talking about things I really know, right? So I would stand in front of a class of like 100 in a lecture hall, be able to talk to them, teach them. People on the surface would think that speaking to 100 people and not making a mistake was actually a really hard thing to do. But for me, I just learned how to roll the ball. I knew what I was saying. Anyway, the moral of this category is that it is still a prominent part of how I'm trying to improve in myself and how I perceive other people's thoughts about me. So that's why that's there. It's only 10%, but it is a prominent 10%. So moving on to self-growth, the opposite of my weaknesses with failure. So this category encompasses all of the things that I enjoy doing to better myself and my growth. So this includes journaling, goal setting, listening to podcasts that give me life tips, also watching YouTube videos, finding my passion, learning from my weaknesses and improving them. I love the feeling of just discovering my own thoughts and using writing and reading to add a kind of structure to my life. So this includes dream journaling, sometimes manifestation of the future, and using journaling in the morning so that I can get all of these kind of crazy thoughts in my head down onto the page and live the rest of my day on a more positive note and a less stressful note. So, friends, what would I do without them? They are my motivation to go to uni. They are the reason that I laugh. They are basically my Mondays because I have very little classes on Mondays and I have lots of clubs and societies. They are also the people I can talk to when I feel like no one understands. I branched out a bit last year, courtesy of my extroverted boyfriend, and even though I'm still trying to find confidence in talking to new people, or just acquaintances that I haven't seen in a while, I'm aiming to cultivate more friendships this year and focus on, well, focusing when I do get to spend time with them. That means letting myself have fun, not stressing, being engaged. I love my phone, but sometimes you gotta put that baby down and just actually listen to your friends, because, you know, my phone is the only thing that comes with me everywhere, right? And I think just putting it down, face down, or just like ink. So last but not least, singing! I'm so glad to have found a significant other that doesn't mind me singing at home. And you know, he actually sings more than me. He also beatboxes, which has been fun getting used to. It's the one hobby that has lasted my entire life, and it brings me to places that I absolutely cherish. I simply feel alive when I'm singing. It's there to celebrate the highs, and it's there when I'm in tears, and I love it. It's like a friend that is always there for your different emotions and experiences, make your heart soar, and I think it deserves a place in my brain. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you liked my video. It actually looks pretty good all colored up, which I'm real happy with. If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching my videos, why have you not subscribed? It's all good, I'll wait. Anywho, so as a note, I've decided in 2020, I'm just gonna do my videos when I get inspiration. Hopefully they will be on a fortnightly basis, I'm hoping, but we'll see. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!